lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another speed build. It's time for another Realm of Magic build. The first Realm of Magic build with a huge magical mana, and now it's time for a smaller witchy cottage. So I built this on the biggest lot available in Glimmerbrook. It's a 40 by 30 lot if I'm not mistaken, but the build itself is quite small. As you will see when I'm furnishing it, there isn't that much space, so it was a lot of fun to furnish this actually, because there was just, I don't know, it was just a lot of fun to furnish it because I could use so much clutter. I feel like when you are building a huge mansion, you cannot put this amount of detail into every room, in my opinion. So it was kind of a different experience to furnish a smaller lot for once, and there is really not much space, especially at the top floor, as you will see. So I used the Spade Stony Goodness slab to create these stairs, and these are just decorative stairs and they are just the eye catcher. So these don't actually work. Your Sims are not able to walk up these stairs. So now you might ask yourself, how are my Sims supposed to get up there? So I used the debug cheat to access the Realm of Magic debug objects, and we got a portal. And you can actually use these portals to just teleport your Sims anywhere basically, so you don't have to use any stairs, and it's just a really helpful shortcut so your Sims can quickly go from A to B basically. So there is the one portal in the world of Glimmerbrook that your Sims can use to access the Realm of Magic, but you can also use the debug portals to simply use them on your lot. There are different ones and they have a number, so there is portal 1 for the entrance and portal 1 for the exit, for example. So you match them so you can actually decide where your Sims are going. In this case, I've only used 2 portals, the entrance 1 and exit 1, so it was really simple. But if you're using multiple portals, you actually want to make sure that you're using the correct one so your Sims are going where they are supposed to go. So I placed the portal right in front of the stairs, so when your Sims are walking up to the stairs as if they want to walk up, they walk into the portal and they get teleported up into the build. As you might already noticed in the beginning, the build is kind of divided into 2 sections. There's the main part on the left side, and then on the right side there's another section, and the portal is located on the right side. So there is just one room where the portal is located. So I wanted to separate it a little bit from the rest of the house, because the house itself is quite traditional, minus the cauldron. The cauldron is actually kind of crazy, but it's a really normal house, the floor plan, the interior and all that. So I wanted to separate the portal room, so to speak. I didn't want to put the portal into the living room, for example. Also, sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. I think that I have definitely a cold coming on. My throat hurts, and yeah, it's that time of the year again. I don't know, when autumn is right around the corner, I have a cold at least once most of the time, so I'm really sorry in case you can hear it, and I'm still hoping that it's nothing and that it's over really quickly. My boyfriend has been really sick during the last days, so I think that I got it from him basically. I was hoping so much that I wouldn't get sick myself. I was taking care of him and all that, and I don't know, sawing him suffer. I just thought, oh no, please, I don't want to get this horrible cold. I mean, it's not that bad, it's just a cold. I don't want to complain that much, but it's just super annoying. It just annoys me so much when your throat hurts and your nose is runny and you might have a fever or something. So yeah, so in case my voice sounds weird, I'm so sorry. So at this point I have applied a wall color and all that, but I wasn't sure which color scheme to go for. As you've already seen in the beginning, I eventually went for a quite traditional color scheme. The whole build looks very warm. I used a very warm color combination. It looks very cozy and inviting both in the exterior and interior, but here at first I wanted to use the white window swatch. These are of course the Realm of Magic windows, and then I completely ditched that idea, because at this point I liked the shape, I liked the idea with the stairs in the front and all that, and the little debug fence and all the rocks, but I didn't like the color combination. Something felt just off. I didn't like how the whole build looked, so I changed the color combinations a couple of times. And here you just saw how I built the area on the right side that I mentioned, the portal area, and it actually took me a while to kind of figure out how to place the portals because the Sims weren't able to enter the portal at first, so there was something obstructed. They couldn't walk inside it and I had no idea, and the culprit was actually the portal at the top. So this is why I moved it to the right side, so all is working fine. It's a really fancy portal room, so of course I play tested this. I really had to make sure that the portals are working properly. This is a really crazy build, and with builds like this you always have to make sure that everything is working fine, and I was actually amazed at how the portals work in a build like this. I hadn't used them before and they are really amazing. And here I switched to the wonderful warm color, and here at this point I already enjoyed it a lot. And I have a weird thing going on with these flowers. These flowers are part of the Romantic Garden Stuff pack, and I think that they are really beautiful and they look like something right out of a fairy tale. But for some reason I never really find the correct color. Whenever I'm using them it's just too much. I don't know. It's super difficult to find the correct swatch and to match them with a build for some reason. I don't know, but I have a really weird relationship with these flowers, but I still decided to use them because they just look so dreamy and beautiful. And for a build like this, it's great. Also, I kind of went overboard with many details here, and I did that on purpose because I feel like a build like this doesn't look as whimsical and crazy without a lot of details. So I added a lot of stuff here and there, and here we have the color combination that I eventually went for. So as you saw in the beginning, it was just super bright, almost not modern, but a really clean look when it came to the color combination. And here it's a very classic, warm and inviting witchy cottage, and I used one of the roofs that is part of Get Together, I think, to build a roof in between the building on the left and the building on the right side, because I wasn't able to use a regular roof because I think it was the roof has to be built on an even base error or something. So I decided to simply use this object, and I connected both builds, and the swatch was actually identical, which never happens to me. Whenever I'm using one of these little decorative roofs that you can place above a window, the swatch is always off, but here in this case I have actually found the correct swatch for the roof, so it was matching perfectly and it looked fine. So the interior is quite small, as I've said, and it was so much fun to furnish. I used the new configurable stairs, and at first I wasn't sure where to place them. I pre-shaped them outside because for me it's easier to pre-shape them, and then I kind of managed eventually, as you will see in a minute or so, to shape them in a proper spiral shape basically. But then I had a weird glitch at the top. There wasn't any floor where your Sims would enter the top floor. There was just a hole, and when I tried to place a piece of floor it wasn't working either, so I got rid of that and I reshaped it. So later at some point the stairs will have a slightly different shape, and this is why, but it still looks super amazing in my opinion. So the interior has a combination of really dark and warm and cozy colors and some lighter colors. I used this wonderful swatch of the new Realm of Magic counters, and I combined it with some base game cabinets because, as you guys know, we didn't get a matching cabinet for these counters, but it's okay. I simply went for the white one because the countertops are white, so I figured it would look great, and I really wanted this to look whimsical, and there are so many details and candles, just like something that you would expect to be in a luxurious witchy cottage, because it's still really luxurious. There is still a lot of stuff going on, and this here is some type of shrine. I have no idea. I just thought that it will look good because the round window is a great eye catcher, so I just used this to decorate a little bit. This doesn't really have a purpose. If you need more space in the interior, you can of course get rid of that and place something different there, but I figured that this would be a perfect place for something like that. And of course, as always, you can find this build in the gallery. You can find all the information in the description box down below. Also, there are some news in the Sims 4 world. There was a little leak, and apparently we are going to get a university expansion pack on November 15. This is still speculation and just a leak, and of course it could turn out to be wrong, but in my experience, these things always turn out to be true. I mean, there wasn't some major leak like this before and then it didn't turn out to be true. I mean, we had a leak before Island Living and everything hinted at Island Living, and lo and behold, we actually got Island Living. So I think that it's very likely that we are going to get university, especially because a couple of months ago there was already a completely different leak, and the Sims community found out that there will be another expansion pack before the end of 2019, and this also fits together. It all makes sense. Now we could get university, so it totally makes sense. Also, we received multiple expansion packs in November. I think Cats and Dogs, for example, with a November release, so it all makes sense, but we will see. Here I'm working on the stairs, and I added a lot of clutter underneath because for this build I used a lot of clutter in general, as you have probably already noticed, and there is this space underneath the stairs, and I felt like it would make a lot of sense to just put a bit of clutter, just a bit of unused stuff, a chest and some books down there, so just some area where you would put something to store, just some type of storage space. I intentionally made this a bit messy, not super messy, but there is a lot of stuff going on, especially underneath the stairs, so I added a lot of stuff. I really love to watch other Simmers use a lot of clutter and it looks so amazing, but for me it's kind of hard sometimes, so I really hope that you guys enjoy how this turned out. Leave a comment down below what you think. And here at the top floor there is not much space at all, so I had to be a bit creative to add some side tables to the bed because there wasn't enough space for that, but I still made the best out of it. So I added a surface behind it, and then I used 2 lamps that I placed back there. I also included a very small kids room, or you could also let an adult move in there, of course, but it's just a very, very tiny bedroom, and then there is a bathroom at the top as well. So this space is super, super small, but I was actually proud that I managed to use the space so well. Originally I only intended to include 1 bedroom, but then I managed to fit 2 bedrooms into this very small space, and also the bathroom at the top, and then I just added more clutter. And in the back there are just these rocks, so I added more of these plants, and then it all came together somehow. So this is almost it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this speed build and this build. As I said, you can find this build in the gallery and you can find all the information down below. I hope that you have a fantastic week, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.